Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So a couple of you have asked and requested me to make my biscuits. A couple of videos back I did my homemade sausage gravy. I'll go ahead and link that in the description box. If you haven't already seen it, go check it out. Here are the list of ingredients, not very many. You're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to need 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of very cold butter. I put mine in the freezer for about a half an hour prior to me making this. I suggest you do the same. It really does make a difference. And then 1 cup of buttermilk to make these amazing buttermilk biscuits. So let's get started. Okay guys, so before we start mixing everything, go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Okay, so in this bowl, just go ahead and lightly whisk it just to aerate the flour. Now while I'm mixing this, I have my buttermilk in the refrigerator, making sure that it stays very cold, and my butter is still in the freezer until we get to that step. So go ahead and whisk this really good. So to this we're going to add our baking soda and baking powder. And then we're going to go ahead and add our sugar and our salt. Give that a really nice whisk, making sure everything is nicely incorporated and mixed really well. Now this recipe is really quick, really simple. It's a delicious recipe for buttermilk biscuits. There's just a few key things that you must do and follow. Number 1, the butter has to be ice cold so that we can cut it into the flour. Number 2, the buttermilk needs to be really cold. So I would suggest definitely keeping it in your fridge until you're ready to put it all together. And that's about it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get the buttermilk and the butter and start cutting into our flour. Alright guys, so I went and got my butter that was in the freezer. It's nice and chilled. And then to this also I have my 1 cup of buttermilk. Now to the flour mixtures, we're going to go ahead and put all our butter in there. And I have cut them, you know, relatively small, so that's easy to cut in to the flour. And if you don't have a pastry cutter, you can use 2 forks, works just as well. It'll just take a little longer for you. So to this, you're just gonna work your butter, or cut your butter, into the flour mixture, like so. And this will take a couple of minutes. What we're looking for is the flour mixture and butter to make like little crumbles. If you could see the little crumbles in there, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to keep on doing this until it's where I need it to be. Alright, that looks great. See how it resembles crumbs? That's exactly what we want. Okay, so to the mixture here, we're going to go ahead and just make a little well so that we can pour in our buttermilk. Now this step is really important. We do not want to overmix our dough, so we're kind of looking for it to be a little crumbly, but we definitely don't want to overmix it. So we're going to pour the buttermilk in and just mix it just until it's incorporated. And I'll show you what that looks like. Put your buttermilk in. And you're just going to use a fork or a little spatula. And you're going to just go ahead and incorporate it like so. And it's going to be a little sticky, but that's perfect. That's what we want. And you're going to work it a little bit just until it's incorporated. We're going to add a little flour, obviously, to work on our board because it is a little sticky. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to get my board and set that up to make the biscuits. Alright, so I got my board that I'm working with, and I'm going to generously flour the board. Just move the flour around so that nothing sticks. Like so. And then we're going to go ahead and put our dough mixture. And it's going to be crumbly. It's okay. That's what we want. You'll see when we get there. It's perfect. We're going to sprinkle some flour on it so that it's workable. And like I said, we're not going to overwork this. We're going to do, we're not going to use a rolling pin. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and lightly work the dough. And this next step is very important so that we can get our nice flaky layers in our biscuits. So once it's easy to work with, not, you know, too sticky, we're going to start folding our dough. And that's what's going to make the nice flaky layers. So, sort of, I guess, like a rectangle. Pat it down just a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to make our first fold. So we're going to take a quarter of it, fold it into that piece. The other side, fold it into that piece. Flatten it down. And then rotate it. Flat it down again. And we're going to do this turn 3 or 4 times. Again, we're going to fold it, flat it down, and the dough will get easier to work with as we're folding it. The other side, fold it, flat it down, turn it again. Flat it down. And like I said, trying to keep your rectangle shape. See how it's starting to get more easy to work with? So that was 2. We're going to fold it 3rd time. Flat it down. Fold it. Flat it down. Turn it again. Flat it down. I'm going to go ahead and just do it the 3 times. It's fine. Now what I'm going to do is start flattening my dough so that we can go ahead and use our biscuit cutter and make our biscuits. That looks good. Alright, that looks good. We're going to take our biscuit cutter, run it in some flour so it doesn't stick. When we cut it. And then what I have over here is a pan that I've lined with parchment paper. We're going to be putting our biscuits in here so that we can go ahead and cook them. Now when you're cutting a biscuit, put it down, straight down. Don't twist it. Don't twist it like this. Just put it straight down and then lift it up. That looks perfect. And I'm going to put these on the baking sheet and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. And then what you could do is take the excess dough off, and we're going to use that. Now it's not going to be the exact same texture because again we're working the dough, which we're trying not to overwork the dough. It'll still be good. Alright guys, I just went and cleaned up a little bit and finished my biscuits, and I got 12 out of that mixture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put it in the preheated 450 degree oven, and we're going to do it for about 8 to 10 minutes. But I always tell you, always watch your stuff when you're cooking because everyone's stove is different. Everyone's oven is different. So some people's cook slower, some people's cook faster. I'm going to go ahead and place these in. I'll tell you exactly how long they baked when I take them out, and I'll show you what the next step is as soon as they come out of the oven. So we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, my biscuits are in the oven for exactly 9 minutes. Look at these beauties. Now a couple of them came out a little flatter than the others, but that's okay. I'm all for diversity. And that's because when I was flattening them, I didn't, some areas were a little higher than others, but that's okay. Like I said, they all look beautiful. They're a nice golden brown, exactly what we wanted. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take a melted butter, and we're just going to lightly butter the top of each biscuit. Beautiful. Look at this biscuit, guys. Look at the layers, the flakes. It's hot. But look how beautiful she is. I'm going to go ahead and open it in a second and show you what the inside looks like. It's just a little hot right now, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and open one so you could see. Look how beautiful that is. I wish you could smell these. They're absolutely delicious. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. And if you notice one's missing, I just gave it to my husband. He's my little taste tester, especially when it comes to biscuits. He loves him some biscuits. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this and show you what it looks like. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. My husband appreciated it as well. Like I said, he loves him some biscuits. All I heard in the background was... So I'm happy about that. Anyways, give this recipe a try. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. And if you want to see more recipes like this one, don't forget to subscribe and put your notifications on so you don't miss any of my videos. Enjoy, guys.